Good afternoon, folks. This is part two. So it's kind of going to do a little slideshow here for you. So just to recap, this is part one image here that I showed, right? It's got the Sasquatch here with the couple smaller Sasquatches on him, and I was panning my camera. That's kind of why it looks a little blurry here, because I was panning my camera at that time. Okay, so here was part two. Okay, so you can see that the Sasquatch there. Let me go to edit, and I'll show you here. The Sasquatch that was up on the corner of his head right here has dropped down, and he's right here. He's a little Sasquatch right here. And then the one that was facing right is now facing left. You can see him right there. The adult Sasquatch in the back is leaning further down and is more focused on me right there. And then the main adult is moving over to hide half his face behind this tree, so he's not out in the open as much. Okay, so that's what we got going there. And then this guy over here is too distorted, can't really make out what he's doing. But so that's the layout, right? And then also here's another little Sasquatch right here, and an adult. Let me see if I can find him. Well, I'll save that one for later. There's a really large Sasquatch up here, but I want to do another video on that. He's a giant. Okay, so that was part two, kind of. Okay, so here's the second part to that part two. Wow, look at that. So I cleared the image up quite a bit. So you can see the main Sasquatch there in the middle. He's already migrated over, and he's hiding half his face. He's covering half his face up on this tree, right, using this tree right here. Um, so he's trying to break up his silhouette right here, and his left eye will be right here on this side of the tree as he's watching me. And then you see back here will be uh, the other Sasquatch, the other adult that was standing up behind him, right? And then there's I don't know if this adult or if that's another adult. I think it might be another adult. But then we got another adult right here, and you see his nose right here standing up behind him. So it's a it's just a gaggle, basically. There's so much, they're blending in so much that it's hard to make out any definition on them. But you can definitely see they're there. Um, you mainly see his eye right here, right? You see his nose, his mouth down there. And then you got the adult right above him, right behind him. And then you got that little juvenile that backed in behind this tree, and he's partially covered right here. He's just sitting there they're covering, concealing. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show you guys this photo because it focused in quite a bit. But the large adult with the greener skin, you can see quite a bit better right there. It's showing up quite well. Now this one that's over here, you can see how well he's blended in. See, right here, is a tree that broke off. The tree is snapped and it's laying over. It lays over this way, and it goes back like 30 feet back that way, right? And then the Sasquatches are climbing up that other part of the tree that's leaning over, and they're resting on top of it. And that's what this one's doing. You can see his nose right there. Here's his eyes. And there's his mouth. And it kind of looks like, I don't know if it was the giant or which one, but you can see he's leaning down right here. And there's his eyes. There's his nose. He's leaning over next to the tree with this one that's on top of the broken tree there. So they're together. And so you can start to see some of the definition there of that. I think this one here is the juvenile that's resting on top of that broken tree. Yeah, I think it's a juvenile. And then we got the large adult right there. I'm going to try to get some more definition on this. Let me see here. Add a little more definition to it. I don't want to drown. I don't want to saturate it, but I would like to try to get a little bit more detail out of the video if I can. So let's see here. Okay. So take another look here at that adult. You can see his eyes there, but it's kind of blurring in that vegetation there quite a bit. But for the juvenile on top of the broken tree, you can see his definition coming through there quite a bit better. You can see his eye there. You can see his nocturnal shade lens on his right eye there. See him resting on it. You can see the adult right here coming through a little bit. So, whenever you go to do any kind of adjustments on your photo, video, whatever it is, it'll have a trade-off. If you do more definition or add more light here and there, it'll throw some of your other image off there. Now this could be pareidolia right here, but it kind of looks like there's a Sasquatch standing there. But most likely pareidolia, but I'll have to look further into it, see if I get any movement out of it. Let's see here. I'm going to take some of that contrast out and the shadows out. Reset those back to 0 and see if that helps on this large adult here. So yeah, he's just well hidden. There's probably a couple down through there. Okay, but the main one there in that middle, you can see him really well there. So let me see here. So I don't know if this frame here got a little eye shine right there as I was panning away. That's that adult that's up against the broken tree there when I was panning to the left. I got some eye shine there off his right eye. Look at that. Pretty amazing. Do you hear that tree knock? And then here's that juvenile that was sitting on top of the broken tree. That's him right there. Let me see if I can lighten this up a little bit. Might get some better. Oh, check that out. Get a little bit of definition out of him. See if I brighten it up. Pretty good detail. All right, folks. That's all I got for right now.